Rocky Mountain Con with...
Hi, I'm Anna Margaret. It's great to be here.
Anna, I noticed your booth. You do cosplay, and you look excellent today. But something that I noticed about your booth is you have magic cards there. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Oh, yes, I can. I am not so sneakily trying to make every event a magic event. And so I brought some Jumpstart packs with me so that people could play a quick game of magic if they felt so inclined. And then also, if people have come over and they recognize my magic content, that I give them a pack and like, hey, thanks for stopping by. And so it's been really fun.
Wait, those are Jumpstart packs, so you can play with those?
You can, yes. That's why I brought them. So typically with Jumpstart, you can either play with a single pack versus a single pack, or you can take two and smush them together. And so, yeah.
Interesting. How many cards are in those?
I think there are 20 cards.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it is a full mini deck.
Full little mini
so
deck,
has some mana in it. You can play
it. It comes with basic lands and usually like one kind of intertapped land that can tap for two as you mix them together. They go for like pretty fast games, but I think that's what's perfect about them for teaching magic. And so when I work with Magic Kids, which is the volunteer organization for teaching people magic, we use Jumpstart packs. And so now I've adopted this whenever I guest at a convention. I'll just casually have them there in case we want to turn it into a magic event. And it's really fun.
That's so cool. One of my favorite convention memories is PAX in Seattle.
Oh, yes.
Wizards of the Coast always gives out the small packs that are, I believe, 30 card decks. They could be 20, but small decks, and everyone's bag has a different color in it. So you and your buddy are going to have a different deck. And when you're waiting in lines, like I remember we waited in line to play the Skyrim demo forever. We just sat down and played Magic, and we looked around. Half the people were sitting around playing Magic with their little decks. It was so cool.
Well, that's basically what Jumpstart decks are. So it's literally perfect. And so, see, you can grab one before you leave.
I'm taking one of those. Absolutely. We might have to play a game.
No, we do. We might. I brought Commander, Oathbreaker, and Jumpstart. Just in case.
Oh my God, you have all of those ready to go?
You never know. Just in case.
She's locked and loaded. Can I ask what your favorite new set is?
Yes, I am a huge Doctor Who fan.
Okay.
I'm Doctor Who obsessed. And so when they announced the 4 Commander decks for the Doctor Who Universes Beyond, I was freaking out. And one of the lead designers is a good friend of mine. And so poor thing heard me just freaking out about it and couldn't tell me anything until they finally released more of the information. And I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with that. My favorite in-universe set, it honestly might be the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. So that set is just coming out. The pre-release is today.
Yes,
so this weekend is the pre-release. And, it's sentimental because I got to play in the pre-release. And so flying out to Canada to draft the cards and be in the pre-release was really special. And I also really appreciated that so much of the art is inspired by real cultures. And so basically it has this stunning artwork inspired by real cultures in the plane that we love through the lens of these kind of toy box of characters, dinosaurs, vampires, merfolk, humans, everything you love as a child is brought to life in this set. And so I have played it. It's really fun. Go draft the Lost Caverns of Ixalan.
Wow, I have not played it yet, but I'm going to be. There are some events going on tonight about this.
And I'm going.
Yeah. Oh, very cool. Oh, that's awesome.
After this, we'll do a quick change.
On that note, what is your favorite set? Let's call them classic set. It doesn't necessarily have to be legal and modern, vintage, or legacy, but let's say 10 years old plus. What is your favorite set? Ooh,
years are hard. I'm going to just put out one of my favorite sets, and you'll tell me if it's the right year frame. But I love original Innistrad. And so Innistrad is one of my favorite.
That's right around 10 years. So
I think I was close, but tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But I love Innistrad. I actually, I had played a lot of other board games and a lot of card games. I was that person that, while I was working for an electrochemical company, just tried to climb the ranks in online Dominion. I was #1 in the world for a minute. And
she's smart, people. She's smart.
I can't refresh the screen. I have it. And so I loved board games and card games, but I actually only got into Magic within probably the last 2 years in the new Innistrad block with Olivia Crimson Bride and the Crimson Vow set. And so I knew I loved this plane. I've cosplayed Olivia Crimson Bride and I love it. And so going back and being able to draft original Innistrad, it's such a good limited environment.
So cool.
It's so fun to play. And I love the aesthetic of the plane. I love the vibes. I love vampires. And so it was perfect. perfect. And so I think that's probably my favorite.
That's interesting because that was a controversial set because of, I'm sure you know, the flip cards, right? The werewolves, they can transform.
I love them.
It's a love it or hate it kind of thing.
I have a Tovalar commander deck. Tovalar is one of the classic werewolf commanders.
Yeah.
And so I do really enjoy flip cards. I think some people don't like change in Magic. And that's something I've encountered where if there's something experimental or different, it can be a little bit controversial because it changes something. And change isn't always good, but I think that the innovations that Magic has taken have only pushed the card game in a better direction.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. I remember when Metalcraft was controversial. Like, well, we have 3 artifacts, like, big deal. How is that controversial? But Magic nerds are going to Magic nerd. I'm one myself, so.
Okay, wait, so what are your thoughts on Universes Beyond?
Ooh, interesting.
I have very strong thoughts,
yeah.
but I'm curious.
No, please tell me.
No, you tell me first. Tell me first.
I like it, but I am very agreeable. I like everything. I don't think there has been a Magic release that I didn't like because they are pushing forward, but it always seems to be like they're pushing in the right direction. So I'm the wrong guy to ask because I'm on board.
I am obsessed with it. I am obsessed with Universes Beyond, and I have so many thoughts on this. But I think to summarize it, as somebody who loves Star Trek, who loves things wholeheartedly, I have attempted to play board games and card games based around fandoms that I love that are horrible. The mechanics are not well balanced and they do not play well.
Right.
Why wouldn't I want things I love to use the best mechanics?
Right.
I think that Magic is the most fun TCG.
Yeah.
I think they have some of the smartest minds working behind Magic, and it has a 30-year history of being successful and having fun games and creating a good environment. Why wouldn't I want fandoms I like to use a pre-existing format that I know is already good?
Yeah, and the first one
to me.
Right. The kind of transition to that was that set that came out. It was kind of like sci-fi with robots, but it wasn't based on a pre-existing universe. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was like 7 years ago, or maybe it was 5 years ago.
Some of the first Universes Beyond, they had like a.
I can't remember the name. I'm sorry. I'm gonna look it up.
The Walking Dead.
Okay. Yep.
It was like a zombie one, wasn't it? The Walking Dead.
Yes.
And so they
that
had.
was probably the first one.
I think that was one of the first because there was technically the Godzilla stuff before then, but it wasn't considered Universes Beyond.
Yeah.
That moniker hadn't been coined yet,
right.
And so people were a little bit upset. And I think largely a lot of the pushback around that was that it was such a limited release, and those cards then became staples in formats. So one of the cards, a white human, became like a staple card in Legacy.
Yeah.
And then it was just exorbitantly expensive.
Yeah.
Because it was such a limited release.
I love when
and
that
it was
happens.
really hard. I think that they handled it the right way.
Not a Jace the Mind Sculptor fan?
Well, actually, I don't mind Jace. I love blue. I'm a blue mage. But they basically like re-released those cards as in-universe cards in the list, so they became more accessible. And I think that did help people with the backlash they were feeling.
Sure.
But
And obviously with the success of the Lord of the Rings set, like
it's the most successful Magic set.
the most expensive Magic card of all time, as we know, is
The One Ring.
Ring.
Okay, I have a funny story with this. A good friend of mine was able to play Magic with Post Malone, and she sent me a photo. He was using the One Ring as a treasure token.
No way. No, the real one? Get out of here. Does he have that? It's encased in like adamantium, right?
No, it's been graded. It's been graded. So the person who opened it in Canada, they had it graded.
Okay.
And so.
Wow. I think
it was in a case.
Was it a 9 out of 10? I can't remember.
I know that it did not get a perfect score.
Right. Nothing does, nor should it.
There was like some curl and I think like some fingerprints or something.
Yeah.
I don't
Interesting.
know.
Oh, that's so cool though. I can't believe you used it as a token. That's so funny.
I thought it was the coolest thing. I was like, that makes me so happy.
That's awesome. Oh my God. So I feel like we could talk about Magic all day, but I am curious about your cosplay. So when I walked by her booth, I saw a picture on her table of Deanna Troi. I'm a big Next Generation fan. And I said, I wonder why she has a picture of Deanna Troi there. Continued on. I came back later. That was not a picture of the actress that plays Deanna Troi. That was you.
It was me, yes. I love doing really transformative makeup. I think that one of my favorite parts about cosplay is that cosplay smushes together so many different skills. There's the photography side, which is arguably my favorite part of cosplay. I do my own photography and videography, and I love that part of it. There's also crafting, there's sewing, there's acting. I've worked as a character actress for 6 years now, and I love that part, like getting to engage with people. If you're ever feeling bad about yourself, walk into a room as a princess, and suddenly everybody's happier.
You are a princess.
Including you, like everybody's happier. And so I think that what's so cool about cosplay is that you can really take it in any direction, and cosplay is valid no matter how you take it. And so I have a lot of fun with transformative makeup looks, body paint. I cosplay whatever strikes my interest. I know a few weeks ago the Doctor Who Magic the Gathering set was released.
Yeah.
I was obsessed.
That was big.
And I impulsively made 8 cosplays. I woke up.
8? Hold on. 8?
Yes. I was given some preview cards. So in Magic, sometimes they'll give creators cards ahead of their release, and you can make content and preview them to the rest of the community. And all 3 of mine were from the Villains deck.
Ooh.
And I was like, I need to be Missy.
Yeah.
So I made a Missy cosplay. I had made a 13th Doctor cosplay. And then I woke up on a Saturday and said, I can do a full head of prosthetics today. And so I did Madame Vastra, and it just kept cascading from there. Like Clara, Rose, and just I love it. So when I'm passionate about something, it's a fun way to express that passion.
That's awesome. You are a true professional, and I have to ask, what is your favorite Star Trek series?
Okay, interestingly, if you would ask me this even just a handful of years ago, I would have been like Voyager, hands down.
Voyager?
Relativity is my favorite episode of Star Trek.
Okay.
I love 7 of 9. I love the dynamic.
We all love 7 of 9.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Have you cosplayed 7 of 9?
Yes.
Okay.
I've cosplayed.
On her social media, scroll down. Let's find that
I
one.
cosplayed both her look from Picard and Voyager.
Oh, no way.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So
The Picard 7 of 9.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes, well, Picard is fantastic.
Yep.
And so I would have said Voyager, but Strange New Worlds has completely surprised me and is my favorite Star Trek series now.
Wow.
I feel like, well, I'd always liked the pilot, the Cage.
Sure.
And so that was the pilot episode of Star Trek with Captain Pike. Mm-hmm. And I liked number 1, and I really liked that dynamic. And I, arguably, while it was like a little bit more serious, had a different tone, I liked the pilot more than the original series. And so when Pike came back in later and we get to see more of his story, I was already intrigued. Season 2 of Discovery, Pike comes into the scene and I'm like, ooh, Anson Mount, like, this is amazing. I'm obsessed. He's like everything I want in a captain. And how he portrayed it on screen. And it felt like such a beautiful callback to so much of old Star Trek that I loved, as well as like really fresh, awesome ideas, and like it was just phenomenal. And so season 2 of Discovery, I was like, I love this. I hope they do a spin-off.
Lucky you.
I know.
Lucky all of us.
Lucky everybody. And so with, oh my gosh. So yeah.
That's such a unique answer, because I feel like, well, you are the first person I've ever asked that question that has not mentioned TNG, Deep Space Nine, or the original series. So that's awesome. You're going against the grain now. You're going to get some pissed off Trekkies here.
Well, they shouldn't be pissed off.
Right. They should love all Star Trek.
They should love all Star Trek.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
Trekkie if you don't like all Star Trek. Well,
True.
you can. Everybody can be a valid Trekkie. There's no gatekeeping here. You can like anything or nothing or not at all.
Agreed.
And I think that something that's so interesting to me is that some people don't like everything and they don't just move on.
Well, honestly, the Next Generation is my favorite series, but like half of it is meh.
You just need to move on.
Right. So yeah, it's funny how that works.
Yeah. But I think something that's beautiful about Star Trek is that it spans so many different genres. Honestly, I feel like it's very, very groundbreaking, both in like social justice issues that Star Trek was able to reveal, also like the technology that appeared. We've seen it mirrored now in the real world, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I also think that it's one of those rare fandoms where they were really one of the reasons that fan conventions like this are even happening.
Right.
And so there's a documentary called Trekkies.
I've seen it.
That talks about this. And
if you guys haven't seen Trekkies,
it's phenomenal. It talks about this rise of fandom and rise of cosplay. And I think that we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that passion of fans. But then also the stars as well, engaging in that. And it's always like I always feel a little bit surreal because I've done the most Star Trek cosplay. I've had some opportunities that make you feel like, oh my gosh, this can't be happening to me. But getting to go to like the Star Trek Picard season 3 premiere and getting to walk the red carpet and see the stars or be a guest at Star Trek Las Vegas and like go and be a part of those charity events and feel so engaged with the fandom. It's beautiful. And I think it's one of the most supportive fandoms I've ever engaged with or been a part of. And so I think that while there are some bad eggs, generally I think if there's Star Trek people in the comments, they're going to be the nice ones. Yeah. So I'm not worried.
Agreed, 100%. So I very much enjoyed talking to you. I hope I can talk with you tomorrow again.
Sure.
And where can we find you online?
Hi, Hi. So yes, my name's Anna Margaret. You can find me everywhere at It's Anna Margaret. I'm mostly on Instagram and YouTube, but you can find me all over.
Awesome. And we will put Anna's tags down below for Instagram. Do you do TikTok also?
I do, yes.
Okay.
I'm everywhere.
Awesome. She's everywhere. We're going to put her TikTok, Twitter, all that good stuff down below. Please check her out. She is truly a master of this universe. If you want to know about magic, Star Trek, she is the one. I am impressed by her knowledge, and also a computer science nerd. So
the fact that we're both computer scientists just makes
Kinda
me
ridiculous.
so happy. What are the odds?
In physics.
In physics. I know. Wild.
hilarious. Well, thank you so much for talking with me, Anna.
Thank you for having
Yeah,
me.
have a fun con.
Thanks, you as well.
Avery.
Hi, Avery. I was walking by and I noticed your fit. This is very elaborate and your hair is amazing. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Thank you. This is a Pinkie Pie cosplay from My Little Pony. Very much a very bright character, very bouncy.
Yeah. Beautiful. It looks very bouncy, and you have some shoes that are a little bit hoof-like.
Yep.
Very hoof-like. I like it. Do you embody your character at all?
I feel like sometimes I definitely do. Very, very bouncy, very like exciting, very crazy at times.
Nice. That's awesome. When you prance, does your hair bounce?
Yes.
That's awesome. That hair looks like a lot to maintain. Is that a lot of work?
It can be.
Yeah. It looks
It's
like
very
it.
staticky.
I don't envy you. I feel like that would take me 2 hours to set up in the morning.
Yep, kind of does.
That's awesome. Do you do other cosplays?
Yes, I've done a couple before. I've done Ronald McDonald.
Wait, whoa. Hold on. You did Ronald McDonald?
Yes.
Oh my God. Are you going to tell us your socials? Can we look at you as Ronald McDonald?
Yes, of course. My Instagram is creations by Avery with an underscore between the words.
Okay, cool. We're going to check out her as Ronald McDonald. That's awesome. Sorry, continue. Your other cosplays?
Let's see. I've also done one Five Nights at Freddy's cosplay of the marionette or the puppet.
Okay.
What are my other ones?
Grimace.
It is actually on my list.
Come on, you're not going to do Grimace.
Yep,
That's awesome. Please do.
I will at some point.
That's awesome. Any other cosplays that you'd like to do in the future?
I have a lot, but
Yeah.
especially some of the characters from the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe,
Okay,
especially
cool.
Spider-Man.
Ooh, Spider-Man. Fun. Nice. Okay. Anyone else from Marvel? Marvel?
Probably Doctor Strange.
Ooh, that's a cool one. Okay. Very sorcerer-esque.
Yes.
Nice. I like it. Cool. Well, where can we find you online?
On Instagram as creations_by_Avery, and then on TikTok with raebard, RAEBARD.
Cool. Okay. I'm going to tag her Instagram and TikTok links down below and check out Avery's cosplay. Thanks, Avery.
Thank you.
I'm here live at Rocky Mountain Con with...
Achilles.
And?
Skyler.
I noticed that you guys have some very cool cosplay going on. Can you tell me about your character?
So we both did Crowley from Good Omens,
Very
which
cool.
is it's a TV show on Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
And your character?
Same thing.
Same
Nice.
one. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Different versions.
Do you guys embody your characters? How much of the energy are you bringing with you?
A lot, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, why?
When we're out of character, we still pretend that we're doing the characters.
Yeah. Yeah. The show's very. I don't know how to explain it where it doesn't just sound dumb.
It's okay. It's okay to be dumb. I'm dumb.
Oh.
Everyone's showing fruity.
Tell me about your character energy.
Depressed middle-aged man who just
Yeah.
got divorced.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
I strive to have that energy. I would like to have that energy
Yeah,
myself.
it's a good energy to
It's a
have.
powerful energy.
Definitely.
Right? What kind of things would you do? Like drink beer, scratch your belly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually.
Shots of espresso coffee.
Yeah.
All right, well, that sounds nice. That doesn't sound as depressing.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
We did a cheers like kind of before you came over here.
Hey, nice. Awesome. Cool. What kind of fun stuff have you done at the con so far?
We walked around for a little bit in the event hall, made some TikToks because we had someone else doing another character from the show, but he had to leave.
Nice. Okay.
So-
Cool. Are you guys coming back tomorrow?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. I'll come back tomorrow. I'll see you guys there tomorrow, too. Well, cool. Thanks for talking with me, you guys. Where can we find you online?
Wait, I don't know the clubs.
I don't know the club one, but I know
That's okay.
our
Give me a
friend group
second.
one. It's koru_kitsune.cause.
Okay. And if you want to DM me your club, I can tag it here as well, if that's
Yeah,
okay
we
with you
can
guys.
do that.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for talking with me, guys.
Nice
I appreciate
to
it.
meet you, too.
Thank you.
Felix.
And
Kelsey.
hi, Felix and Kelsey. It was nice to see you guys. guys. I walked by and saw your guys' cosplay. I saw the energy. You guys look like you're having a lot of fun at the convention today. Can you tell me a little bit about your costume?
Well, I'm Spike from My Little Pony.
Nice. And you?
Rainbow Dash from My Little Pony.
Nice. I like the rainbow. Very cool. I just talked to your friend who's also from My Little Pony. You guys look great today. I love the energy. Do you do other cosplays?
Yeah, a lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's one of your favorites that you've done in the past?
Probably a character, well, 2 characters from a Minecraft series.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Minecraft cosplays. I've seen a couple of those. They seem a little more rare these days, though.
There's typically from Dream SMP, which I've cosplayed one
Sure.
from there.
Okay.
So.
Cool. And other cosplays you've done in the past?
This is actually my first one.
No way. First cosplay? Mm-hmm. Cool. First convention?
Not my first convention, but the first time I dressed up for one.
Okay. Cool. Well, you guys look awesome. What kind of fun things have you done at the con so far?
TikTok.
Did you make TikToks also?
TikTok.
Yeah.
And then also dancing in the bathroom to the music.
Whoa, are you making TikToks in the bathroom?
Not making the TikToks.
I don't believe you.
Dancing in the
I don't believe you. I think the camera was rolling. You made one. I'm going to look at your TikTok later. I'm going to see one in the bathroom. I know it. Yeah. All right. I'll believe you for now. Well, that's awesome. Do you have any cosplays that you have not done before that you would like to do in the future?
There's this one, I don't remember the name. I think you know the name. From Heaven's Official Blessing, the one in white.
The white? Oh,
Yeah,
I don't remember his name.
I think it's
It's like Xie.
Xielian?
I think that's
Ooh,
it.
cool. Okay. Is that an elaborate costume?
Yeah,
Yeah.
kinda.
It's going to take some work.
Yeah.
Cool. And any costumes that you would like to do in the future?
Several.
Yeah? Give me one.
Actually, so the other part of that one is the red person. What's his name? Names are hard.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Names are hard.
I don't know.
I'm gonna
Chang.
him, and I'm gonna do that with another person.
Cool.
And then Skate 8 Infinity, Longa.
Okay. Nice. Wow. Cool. These are elaborate. You guys have your work cut out for you. This is going to be a lot of work. But you guys are clearly good at what you do. Thank you for talking with me today. Where can we find you online?
On Instagram and I think also on TikTok, I'm as Linksy Felix.
Okay. Cool. And yours?
Instagram, and then also on the Lakewood High School cosplay homepage.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking with me, guys, and I'll see you at the con tomorrow. Thank you. Thanks. Cool. Thank you so much.
Voxxycreative.
With Voxy, and I walked by your booth a few times, and it caught my eye every single time I walked by. So I'm very impressed by this artwork. You have some Taylor Schwifty. What really caught my eye, honestly, is we can't see it right now on the camera, but there's some Futurama artwork around the corner. I will post a picture of that. But can you tell me about the Futurama artwork?
So the Futurama, I actually started out as an assignment when I was in college, and the assignment was to design a cereal box, and I'm like, well, I'm a giant nerd. I may as well do something, nerdy as far as that goes. And I'm like, well, Futurama, Bachelor Chow, and if anybody's going to be their spokesperson, why not Fry? Because he, eats it. And I know it doesn't come in a cereal box; it's a bag, but thought it was a fun concept. So on it, you see the professor coming in, and you can get a thing longer, and then the number of box tops you have to actually get is the mole. So very second level, and then I actually designed a back for it and everything too, which you could help Bender find a shiny metal ass in a maze. And so I'm working out a way to get the whole thing as a box to come out. But
That's awesome. I gotta say, I completely forgot about the Thing Longer until now. That is one of the most ridiculous Futurama bits of all time.
well, and then it's made by Slurm and Soylent Green. So, I mean, the two worst corporations there are in Futurama.
Yeah.
Well, it's not Mom's Robot Company, but
That's true. What's worse? Is Mom's worse or is Slurm worse?
I mean, I'm pretty sure they're all related in the grand scheme of horribleness, just like, corporations in present day. So,
although Slurm was run by the Slurm Queen, right? So it was a consensual operation.
She was consenting, but the fact that nobody knew about it, and then got addicted to it, and then the little Oompa Loompa guys that were, her minions and kind of forced slavery. So there's that.
True. The Grunkalunkas.
Yes, the Grunkalunkas and the Spuds MacKenzie type.
I love Spuds MacKenzie. Honestly, that is a cosplay I've never seen in real life. I've seen pictures online, but that might be the coolest cosplay.
It would be very fun to
Spuds MacKenzie. I also wanted to ask you about Taylor Schwifty. So I interviewed a nice woman at a convention who recently ran into some controversy around Taylor Swift. She said a few things. She runs a celebrity gossip podcast, Fluently Forward. Hello. And I wanted to ask you about your Taylor Schwifty artwork.
So I actually came up with that, years ago, and then I cosplayed it myself. But
you did this costume?
Yeah.
Is that on your Instagram?
Back far, yes. And
okay. Everyone start scrolling. Scroll deep.
I actually had some backup Mortys that took pictures with me, and I actually was late getting to something because I was waiting for my vomit to dry. Because I had a little Ricky vomit thing, but I actually 3D printed and made my own. You'll notice instead of the Rick thing, it's a T on there.
God. Did you design that as well?
I did. It's up.
Hi guys. Cool sword. Did you design that as well?
Yes, I did. Because I was like, well, Rick has one. Taylor would definitely have one. And then the outfit's inspired by her big pink and red outfit that she wore to I don't know what thing, but I was like, let's mix it up and everything, and so
nice. And you rock the pink.
Yeah. But it was really fun thing to do, and that was actually the first mashup that I ever drew.
Wow.
Because I was like, kind of my whole premise with a lot of my art is anybody can do mashups. Why not have a purpose behind them and make them dad jokes? So that's where she was born, and then it's kind of just been my thing.
Wow, I have to say you are very good at parodying art styles.
Thank you.
Your Futurama artwork is on point. The Rick and Morty artwork is that could be on the show. If it was on the show, nobody would second guess it. So well done there.
Thank you.
I have to ask. I walked by your booth. Do you know who I'm going to ask if you know that you look like them?
Felisha Day.
You look like Felisha Day. Are you Felisha Day?
No. Oh, definitely not.
All right. Well, then this interview's over. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, yeah. In some reasons, or in some ways, I definitely wish that I could be, but she's like a mom and stuff now, and that's not my bag.
Yeah. She definitely had her time of fame as well. Yeah. She was huge. She had that very cool show. The Guild was awesome.
Yeah, The Guild, and then making gosh, I'm blanking on the name. Her whole nerd.
I know what you're talking about.
Geek and Sundry.
Yes.
Geek and Sundry.
Yes.
And all of that, and just being friends with Will Wheaton and everything else, and I got to see both of them when they came to Comic-Con in Denver. 10 years ago?
Wow, that's awesome. I saw them at PAX actually in Seattle, so very cool.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider cosplaying Felisha Day?
Oh, not necessarily Felisha Day, because that's kind of just everyday clothes, but I definitely have designs on doing a codex. Eventually, it's just I keep coming up with other things that I want to do before that.
Cool. Okay. Well, you could pull it off. Now, on that same note, have you ever considered going to a con and fucking with people and just being Felisha Day?
I have not. I feel like it's the similarities are there, but it's not uncannily the same. So I don't know that I could push it.
Right. Yep, that makes sense. Aside from the artwork that you've made now, which is beautiful, I love the Adventure Time, I love the Futurama. What's coming up next for you?
I'm currently working on a couple different ones. I have some text work that it's going to say anxiety is my co-pilot. I'm also working on one where she's loading, but she's trying to summon some fucks to give.
Wow. Okay, can you show that to the camera real quick? We'll zoom in on this. That's beautiful. You're working on that right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is amazing.
She's one for of the ones because I do a lot of the mashup, but I also have some deeply feminist and kind of PG-13 work that I do as well. So
awesome. I do have some art nerd friends, and they follow my page. What program do you use to make your digital art?
I use predominantly Fresco and then Adobe Illustrator.
Okay. Wow, you use Illustrator, so you do like vector artwork.
Yeah, so Fry is completely vector.
Really?
Because I did him before Fresco came out and before drawing,
Okay.
so he's all drawn by, and because I was a broke college kid, not using a stylus, he's all done with like actually my mouse and dropping points and everything.
Wow.
Yondu, same way, Valkyrie. So yeah, a lot of them were made exclusively in that, and then doing layers and layers of blends and opacity changes, and making sure the rasters were correct. I can't tell you how many times my computer crashed when I was making Yondu.
Oh my god, I believe you. You need a powerful, it's like Photoshop on steroids. You need a powerful computer to run Adobe Illustrator. I have a little experience myself, but nothing like what you're doing.
Yeah, I like the vectors just because with that, and all of this is drawn in vector, even though it's Fresco, but because you can expand it to any size.
Exactly. Is your banner back there? Is that vector art? Okay. I was going to say, because it looks very scalable. Like you could make that, you could cover a building in that if you needed
Yep,
to.
everybody that's on there was drawn in vector. So,
That's so cool.
they could be blown up to any size.
Wow, that is actually kind of rare because vector artwork there's so much manual work in it. I mean, but for our viewers out there, look up what vector artwork is. It's very crazy. It's very different than so many kinds of artwork because you draw points and then those points are scalable and you can make a huge image out of it. So billboards and things like that use vector. It's very difficult.
And not to be a whore for Adobe, but like that's one of the cool things about Fresco as opposed to using some of the other really popular apps that are out there. I'm not going to badmouth any of them because people make beautiful art with all of them, but it's my weird preference. But that's what I love is that you can draw really organically on the iPad using Fresco, but then you can blow it up to any size and do anything with it, or easily add in like text or anything over it, remove spots, clean things up, make things a little smoother, and just kind of finesse it a little bit more.
Sure, and if you're doing contract work, like I'm sure you, as an artist, you've done work for others in the past.
A little bit, yeah.
Do they want it on a website or a coffee mug and a T-shirt? So it's cool to have it scalable like that.
And a lot of times people don't know that they should have it scalable, and so there's been people who have made things in we're not going to say MS Paint, but logos.
The shittiest JPEG.
They've made things in similar things, and then I do graphic design as well, and so when they send me, I'm like, can I get a high-res version of your thing? And then they send me this pixelated piece of crap, and they're like, I'm sorry, this is all I have, and then I'll redraw it for them and make it nice so that, cause I don't want, even though it's their stuff, I don't want anything I'm doing to look like hot garbage, so yeah.
Wow, that's all. Thank you so much for nerding out with me on that. That was so cool.
I will nerd out about a lot of things.
Well, awesome. Where can we find you online?
So I am Voxxycreative.com, and then on Instagram as well as Facebook, I'm also Voxxycreative on there. So, and that's VOXXY, but it's not porn.
It's VOXXY. It's not porn. No, but I highly recommend everyone follow her. We are going to put some blown up images of this on YouTube so that you guys can see what we were talking about. I know you couldn't see the Futurama ones in this video, but they're very cool. They are what caught my eye. I'm a Futurama nerd. So
I mean, all good people are.
Hey, we're getting older though,
We are, but there's some cool kids. I definitely know some folks with kids who are into it and love it, and the fact that
I guess they did have a couple of new seasons. So.
Yeah, they it's currently on. So.
Oh yeah, they got re-signed for a new season.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, cool.
And what's cool is that they were definitely kind of held up for a while, and it was because John DiMaggio, who voices Bender, was literally like, unless you pay everybody what you're paying me, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
So I love that
was
he
cool.
was
He's
the
always seemed
voice
like a cool
and
guy.
stood up for everybody, which is really nice.
That's
so
awesome. Well, everyone, please follow her. We'll put the socials down below, and thanks for talking with me today.
Thank you very much.
James Kerbel.
James, I walked by your booth earlier, and I noticed so many cool things that I could not pick out one, but I saw your 3D printer over here. What kind of cool stuff are you 3D printing?
We 3D print everything from cosplay items to your flexible dragons you see on TikTok to do tabletop RPG items like dice towers, modular terrain, even modular gaming tables. We do all of that. So basically everything from like your little Pokemon figures and stuff like that, little Eevees and stuff like that, to Mario figures, to dinosaurs, you name it. We basically, you name it, we print it. So even like I said, even our giant Frostmore sword here that we have, that's from World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
So we do all that kind of stuff.
That is so cool. I'm going to take a picture of that and post it in this video. We can't see it right now, but that Frostmore is amazing. How many colors is that? That thing looks difficult.
So it's technically, in regards to colors, like the blade itself is done actually in 4 colors. Okay. There's the blue, the red, the black, and then there's a transparent gold in the emblem near the middle of the blade.
Sure.
That is all filament. It is not paint. So our printer, one of our other printers, actually changes filament for me automatically. So I don't have to go and change the filament. So I can do stuff like that. Is what that is.
Yeah.
Now the Frostmore itself, besides the blade being multiple colors, the handle is multiple wood filaments. So it actually has 40% wood in the filament itself.
Yeah.
So it had to do changes on that. Total, between the blade, the handle, and all that was almost 5,000 filament changes over 8.5 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
8.5 days.
Yes. Of actual printing time. Not like I started on one day, stopped.
Sure.
No, it's 8.5 days of actual printing time.
That is extremely intricate. Is that the most intricate piece that you've made?
No, it's not.
Really?
We have done some other cosplay items and stuff like that are really high detailed. Earlier, a gentleman just picked up from us a predator arm plaque.
Oh, cool.
Basically, it was a predator arm from about here all the way out, holding a articulated human life size. Like the arm and the skull and the human skull and spine that it was holding was all life size.
Wow.
So the hand for the predator was about double my size. Yeah. So it was huge.
That's awesome.
It was like 2.5 feet from basically, if you put it on the wall, it's about 2.5 feet off the wall. That's how long it was.
Wow.
That was one of our most in regards to that, because of just its size and complexity of the design, all of that, because it had to be something that was sturdy and it could hold on the wall, but it was multiple pieces and all of that.
Wow.
So yeah, and that one took quite a while to do.
It sounds like it. That sounds extremely intricate.
Yeah.
I did see you have some cool steins and goblets over here.
Yes.
Can people actually drink out of these?
So we have ones that are called can cozy. So you can put your cans in them and stuff like that. You know, your energy drinks, your whatever, your sodas and all that. But we do have a new set that you can actually drink out of. This is from a company called Filamentium out in the Czech Republic. They're the only ones who make this, and it is made of a recyclable fishnet. So they literally took fishnet, fishing wire, fishing line, all that, recycled it and turned it into 3D printing filament. And it is, it's called non-olein is what it's called, but it is food safe and dishwasher safe. So you can put liquid in it, drink out of it, and then when you're done, you throw it in the dishwasher and wash it. Instead of having to worry about hand washing it and did you get it clean enough, this will go in your dishwasher.
Wow.
And when it's all said and done, because it was already recycled ready, it can be recycled again 100%. So it's not like a special process. Any recycling center that does plastic can do this.
Interesting.
Where normal 3D prints, if it's in a gray or a white, they can recycle them.
Oh, is that a little NES cartridge?
Yes, for a Nintendo Switch.
Oh, cool. I like that.
But most PLAs cannot be recycled because of the additive colors. If it was just standard PLA, like a gray, a white, or black, that because the colors, the powders they make those, you can recycle those. But all this shiny stuff you see online, the dragons or whatever stuff, if it's really metallic and shiny, those plastics can't be recycled. Even though it's PLA, you can't recycle it.
Sure.
Where this, no matter what you do with it, you can recycle this. Like you paint it, you can paint this thing, which we do. We paint them and all that for customers if they want. You can paint them. Well, you just strip the paint off, and it can be recycled 100% again. No waste, none of that. It's just recycled to make it, recycled after it's done with it.
Sure.
So it is really cool stuff. The company that just came out with it this year, they launched it at the end of July. As far as I know, we're the only ones who carries the mugs in this material.
Yeah, I had not heard of this before, so that is some amazing new tech. Yeah. Speaking of new tech, it seams like you are on the forefront of all of this cool stuff. Is there anything that you're excited about moving forward that you're kind of just on the cutting edge of?
Last week, or actually Tuesday of this week, a Formnext was in Frankfurt, Germany. It's an additive manufacturing, or 3D printed, basically. basically like it's like the CES, but it's all 3D printing stuff.
Okay.
There's a company out there that just showed off their prototype for a glass 3D printer. It prints
Really?
in glass.
Oh, that is cool.
That was like my thought. And the cool part was like it runs like a regular 3D printer, but it prints glass. And they can take glass from like glass blowing companies that make whatever, take all that waste pieces, melt it down, and turn around and you repurpose it and print with it.
Wow.
And they did some really cool stuff with it, and I'm really excited for that because of the fact that with additive manufacturing or 3D printing is the more term most people is you have a lot less waste in a lot of things. Like if you think about if you make a cup out of wood, right? You're taking away like 80% of whatever you start with. Us, we're just adding, so it's not a lot of waste in that respect. Yes, there can be waste in 3D printing, but it's usually a lot less than if it's in your subtractive manufacturing.
Right, mostly from like sanding, smoothing, taking away all the extra, and stuff like that. So that's all like in regards to that. Besides like the glass stuff, I mean, obviously 3D printed homes and stuff like that, which once that becomes a more mainstream thing, that's going to drive home costs down. Yeah. Because it's quicker, faster. I mean, there's a company down in Texas that literally printed an entire neighborhood in 2 weeks. That's amazing.
So yeah, when you can print the foundation and all that and the walls of a house in less than 3 days, it's going to make things better.
Wow.
So yeah, like for me, like I said, for the general application, like I said, the glass stuff like that, that's going to make amazing. I mean, be able to print stuff like this or anything in glass, and even in colors, because you can do color. Glass can be colored. Yeah, that's going to be huge for going down the road for less waste in regards to making some things. Yeah, and because we're recycling waste from another company already, they're not wasting as much because they're taking their excess that they can't use and giving it to companies like us that will be able to use it. Sure. And so that to me on the local front will be really nice, but on the global scale, like my biggest thing is just 3D printed home. I'm really excited to see, hopefully in the next few years, really see that start to become more of a norm. Yeah. Just because the fact that it can be cheaper to build, cheaper for that, and just to hopefully bring home prices down, bring low cost housing to areas that need it way more than especially nowadays. Sure. Yeah, we live in Colorado.
It's expensive.
We know.
Wow.
So yeah,
that is amazing technology. Where can we find you online? I would like for our viewers to be able to see more of you on social media or your website.
On Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff. It's Unstableculture or Unstableculture1 on Instagram. But if you look under Unstableculture, you'll usually find us. We do have a YouTube channel. We don't use it. We do post some videos and stuff like that. But mostly you'll see most of us on Facebook and stuff like that.
And can they buy your pieces online?
We have a lot of our stuff online on our website. We do take custom orders. We are constantly adding stuff to the website. It's just we get every month about 60 to 70 new designs that we come out with. Either we get them from local artists that we work with, or we design them ourselves. So it's a slow process of getting it online. But yeah, if anybody's interested in, whether it be cosplay items, whatever you name it, our website has a place to get a quote for something like that. Yeah. So if you can't see it on the website, we probably have it. It's just not there yet.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And they'll send you an email when they're curious about that. Well, cool. Yeah. Thank you so much for talking with me today. I am going to put some pictures down below, and we will tag their social media links. So thank you so much.